Are you looking for a space where you will learn to improve your mental strength, emotional health, and heal your insecurities from the inside out? Take the first step to living a more meaningful life with the Better Me with Body by Bree podcast. I'm your host, Bree. I'm a certified personal trainer, entrepreneur, and mother of 3. I've helped empower thousands of women to take action through fitness, nutrition, meditation, personal development, and aligning thoughts with action. This podcast is for those who are ready to feel inspired and motivated to live a more purposeful life. Let's grow together. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Body by Bree podcast. And today I wanted to talk all about hormones. This is a topic I didn't care much about until it happened to me. I thought if you worked hard enough, you can overcome any hormone issue to get the body that you want. But sometimes it's not that easy. Let me give you a little background of what actually happened to me, and hopefully it can help you as well. So I never had hormone issues until after my 3rd child. I'm currently 9 months postpartum, and in that amount of time, I had a baby, got an IUD, which I hated, and it made me crazy, so I immediately took it out. And I did 3 rounds of antibiotics, which I also hated because it kills your good gut bacteria and it has a lot of side effects. Add the sleep deprivation and the fact that I turned 30, and I just was not feeling like myself. I felt fatigued all the time, and I was carrying weight in my stomach and love handles, which is not my body type. I've never stored fat in my stomach. And then I started to notice that nothing was working as far as losing weight. I would count my macros religiously and do carb cycling and lower carbs and work out for an hour to an hour and a half, 6 days a week for like 8 weeks straight without any cheat meals, and nothing was happening. It was the weirdest thing. I felt like my hair was falling out. I was constipated all the time. I just knew that something was off. So I went to a doctor, but they aren't a ton of help because if your levels are within the normal range, then they'll just say you're fine and they'll send you on your way. So I actually ended up going to a naturopath doctor, which I grew up going to because my mom is a craniosacral therapist. And I've always believed that if you can heal your body naturally, you should try that first. So I got tested by 2 different naturopath doctors so I could compare what they found, and they both said the exact same thing. They found the exact same things in both of their tests. So that made me feel better. My estrogen levels were way too high, and I have adrenal fatigue, and I was low in vitamin D, and my digestive issues, or my digestive tract was having issues, like it wasn't absorbing all of my nutrients and it was fighting against me. So essentially, all my dieting and working out so hard was making my body produce even more cortisol levels, which was adding more fat. So I was doing the complete opposite of what I should be doing, and it was so eye-opening. They actually told me to eat a lot more healthy fats, eat more calories, because my body, which I thought I was eating like a lot, I wasn't even that low, to be honest, but that my body has to balance out my hormones and get that right, and my body cannot be in a stress state in order for it to lose weight. So I had to take a little break. So anyways, let's talk about what a hormonal imbalance can look like, and just talk a little more about hormones. So a hormone imbalance occurs when there's too much or too little of a hormone in the bloodstream. And because of their essential role in the body, even small hormonal imbalances can cause side effects throughout the body. So hormones are chemicals that are produced by glands in the endocrine system. And hormones travel through the bloodstream to the tissues and organs, delivering messages that tell the organs what to do and when to do it. And hormones are important for regulating most important major bodily processes. So a hormone imbalance can affect a wide range of bodily functions because hormones help regulate your metabolism and your appetite, your heart rate, your sleep cycles, your reproductive cycles and sexual function, your general growth and development, mood and stress levels, your body temperature. So it regulates all of that. And then the symptoms of a hormonal imbalance depend on which glands and hormones are affected. So some of the symptoms, I'm not going to tell you all of them, but I'll just highlight a few, and I'll just link a article, medical journal that you can read that goes into more depth. But some of the symptoms are unexplained weight gain or weight loss, excessive sweating, difficulty sleeping, changes in sensitivity to cold or heat, changes in blood pressure, irritability and anxiety, unexplained and long-term fatigue, depression, headaches, bloating, changes in appetites, reduced sex drive, thinning or brittle hair, infertility, puffy face. Anyway, so that is a lot of the symptoms that can happen. Now, the causes are everyone will experience like natural periods of hormonal imbalances or fluctuations at particular points in their life. But hormonal imbalances can also occur when the endocrine glands are not functioning properly. So endocrine glands are specialized cells that produce, store, and release hormones into the blood. And essentially, there's several endocrine glands located throughout the body that control different organs. So you have your adrenal glands, your testes and your ovaries, it's called your gonads, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus gland, thyroid and parathymus gland, and then your pancreatic islets. And a lot of times you can have an actual medical condition that can impact your hormones, or several of your endocrine glands, but also certain lifestyle habits and environmental factors can play a role in hormonal imbalances. So things that can actually cause a hormonal imbalance could be like chronic or extreme stress, type 1 or type 2 diabetes, hypoglycemia, underactive thyroid or overactive thyroid, poor diet and nutrition, being overweight, hormonal replacement like birth control medication, pituitary tumors, Addison's disease, endocrine gland injury, like if you have an injury, lots of different cancers. So lots of things. One that I thought was interesting was actually exposure to toxins, pollutants, and endocrine disrupting chemicals, including pesticides and herbicides, actually are what I feel is a huge factor, because when we are overloaded, which a lot of us as Americans are, just because every single one of our products has like parabens, sulfates, dyes, chemicals, and everything in lotions, in face creams, in our body wash, our shampoo, our makeup, our food, everything has toxins in it. And so when you're overloaded, it can actually affect your hormones, especially for preteens. So let's talk about treatment. So treatment for hormone imbalances may vary depending on the cause, and every person may require different types of treatment for hormonal imbalances. But you can have like hormone control or birth control could be a treatment, vaginal estrogen, hormone replacement medications, but I feel those are pretty extreme because lifestyle changes can actually help as well. So I would try these things first, and then if it's a very serious issue, you can use the medications. So lifestyle changes that may help reduce the likelihood and symptoms of hormonal imbalances. I'm going to tell you 12 ways to balance your hormones naturally. Are you ready? So the first one is eat enough protein at every meal, because consuming an adequate amount of protein is extremely important, and dietary protein provides essential amino acids that your body can't make on its own, and it must be consumed every day in order to maintain muscle and bone and skin health. So in addition, protein influences the release of hormones that control appetite and food intake. So it's actually shown to decrease levels of the hunger hormone, ghrelin. Have you guys heard of that? Ghrelin is what stimulates hunger, and it stimulates the production of hormones that help you feel full. So that's why you want to eat your protein. So consuming adequate protein triggers the production of hormones that suppress your appetite, and they'll help you feel full. And you want to aim for about 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. The next one is engage in regular exercise, and physical activity can strongly influence your hormonal health. A major benefit of exercise is the ability to reduce insulin levels and increase insulin sensitivity. So insulin is a hormone that has several functions. One is allowing the cells to take up sugar and amino acids from the bloodstream, which are then used for energy and maintaining your muscle. So performing like the strength training or aerobics, walking, or other forms of your physical activity can modify hormone levels in a way that reduce the risk of disease, and it actually protects your muscle mass during the aging process. Number 3 would be to avoid sugar and refined carbs. And diets that are high in sugar and refined carbs have been shown to drive insulin resistance, and avoiding these foods and reducing overall carb intake can actually decrease your insulin levels and sensitivity. So for me, avoiding the sugar and refined carbs, I just started eating this way, kind of more of like a Whole30 paleo type, still counting my macros, but just trying to avoid the sugar and the refined carbs and just like clean everything up. Also, I cut out the dairy just to get my hormones back on track. When they're back on track, I can slowly implement, moderation in those things. But I've noticed a huge difference in my energy levels and even like my digestive tract, all of that from avoiding the sugar and refined carbs. Number 4 is learn to manage stress, because engaging in stress reduction behaviors like meditation or yoga or massage, listening to soothing music, it can help normalize your levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which is responsible for gaining fat, and specifically in your stomach. Number 5 is consume healthy fats, including natural fats in your diet, and avoiding unhealthy trans fats can help reduce insulin resistance. And it can also stimulate the production of hormones that help control appetite. And I've noticed a big difference when I actually increased my fats. I was a little scared of fats when I competed because we cut them down so low, and I had so many issues when I did that. So bringing them back up, I just feel amazing. Number 6, avoid overeating and undereating. So consuming too many or too few calories can lead to hormonal imbalances. So you want to eat at least 1,200, I would say 1,400. At least 1,400 calories a day for optimal health. Number 7 is actually drinking green tea. Green tea is one of the healthiest beverages around. And in addition to boosting your metabolism, it contains an antioxidant that's known as EGCG. And that has been credited with several health benefits. It can increase insulin sensitivity, and it can lower insulin levels in both healthy people and those with insulin-resistant conditions like obesity and diabetes. So I actually have green tea in my greens, which I drink every single morning on an empty stomach, and it helps me feel amazing. And I actually do that instead of a pre-workout because it makes me feel so good, and I don't crash after like I do with caffeine, and it doesn't give me a headache, and it's all natural. Number 8 is eat fatty fish often. Fatty fish is by far the best source of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, which have impressive anti-inflammatory properties. So if you eat the fish oil, which I actually have my own supplement, I have salmon oils, and if you do that on a regular basis, it will have beneficial effects on hormone health, including reducing levels of stress, hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline. Number 9, get consistent, high-quality sleep. No matter how nutritious your diet is, how much exercise you get, your health will suffer if you're not getting enough restorative sleep. So poor sleep has been linked to imbalances of hormones. And as new moms, I think that's why we're always craving carbs, because we never get sleep, people. Number 10 is stay away from sugary beverages. That's kind of a given because liquid sugar appears to be the worst by far. And it just wreaks havoc on your digestive system, also on your weight. and it'll give you headaches, so stay away from it. Number 11 is consume a high fiber diet. Fiber, especially the soluble fiber, is an important component of a healthy diet, and studies have shown that it actually increases insulin sensitivity, and it helps you feel full and satisfied. And the last one is eat eggs anytime you want. Eggs are one of the most nutritional foods on the planet. They've been shown to be beneficial to affect hormones that regulate your food intake, and they're amazing, and they're easy, and they're cheap. So make sure that it's cage-free organic eggs, and you're good. So I just want to let you know, like, it was honestly night and day difference in my energy levels, bloating, sleep, digestion, and just starting to feel like myself again when I implemented these 12 things. And I also got on adrenal support, homeopathic, and an estrogen balanced homeopathic to help my body regulate by itself. And I'll let you know an update on my journey, but I already honestly feel a million times better. And hopefully this helps you. And if you have any of these symptoms, you should go get a panel done and look at your tests and find out how you can help your body regulate. So I hope this was helpful. Have a beautiful day, you guys. And if you like this podcast, please give it a review.